Hello, ESCBubble. Dansk Melodi Grand Prix is just around the corner, and today we are very privileged to be joined by Sissal, who is going to be singing Hallucination. Hello, how are the preparations going?
The preparations are going very well. I'm just enjoying the process right now. I'm trying not to stress too much, and just like having fun with it, being like in the moment.
Am I right in saying you're Faroese? You're from the Faroe Islands? Yeah,
Yes,
so I was just looking into this. Like, it's incredible, like how quickly Faroese talent has sort of sprung up in Denmark. Like we've had Riley, who competed 2 years ago. I think we've got Maria this year, who is also from the
yeah,
Faroe
I think she's
Islands.
half Faroese. Yeah,
Where's all the talent come from for such a small island? Like, and why do you
there
think
was
now?
also we also had Janus last year. He was also
Oh,
Faroese.
yeah, honestly, but he's yeah, of
Mhm.
course, yeah, I forgot
As
about
well,
him.
and there's actually been a lot of Faroese people throughout the
Hmm.
years. It's like a culture thing, like singing together. So usually at birthdays, at big weddings as well, you always have like a song book with you. So you sing through,
No way.
yeah, in between the meals and the speeches as well. So you always sing together. And also on the national holidays, you have like a whole hour where you meet like 20,000 people on the street just singing together. So
I mean, it
yeah.
sounds like a fun place, like just people go outside and singing in the streets like a musical or something. That's the picture I have in my head anyway. But
It's
like,
like it's not like La La Land, but yeah,
yeah. I would say that the song, like, it's quite euphoria adjacent, I would say. What was the writing process like? Did you know going into it that you wanted this sort of Eurovision sound, or like what was the thought behind that?
if you ask everyone who has gone into a studio saying we're gonna write a song for the Danish DMGP, there's no one out there that has not like said a reference is Euphoria by Loreen. Everyone has that as a reference
Yeah,
because it's a freaking amazing song. It's like
yeah.
I feel like that was like a switch in the Eurovision genres as well. And ever since then, I have always loved the Eurodance genre.
Mm.
So when we went into that session, actually, we had like some rules. Okay, at least 140 BPM, so beats per minute. So a very
Right.
fast
Yeah, yeah,
song and some synths, like some big ass synths.
yeah.
Chris sat on the chords and made the like small synths like dun, 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 dun. And then he had like a top line in head that he said like hallucination, and we were like record that. So the whole song is actually written around the top line of hallucination.
I was looking through some of the songwriters on this track, and like, if you're into sort of Eurovision, particularly Nordics at
Yes.
Eurovision, you will recognize so many of these. Like, friend of the site, Melody Weber is on the list. Linnea Deb, who writes a lot at Melody Festival, and like, have you known these people a while? Like, how did this relationship come about?
I have always watched DMGP and the Eurovision, but I haven't like been on the writers in the songwriters front. But I will
Mhm.
definitely from now on be like noticing a lot of songwriters from now on, like, oh, I know that one, I know that one. So actually I didn't know that much about them, but I knew from last year. I was like, when I started like coming into Danish music industry, because in the Faroe Islands, it's not like in the it's a little bit different. So here it's a lot like the songwriters, a lot
Mhm.
of good songwriters. It's also a dream of mine to be like one day be one of the songwriters behind some big songs, even if I'm not the artist as well. it's
Yeah.
it's I think every artist love writing songs for others as
You want
well.
to be one of those people like when you're watching Melody Festival and it's a
Yes.
text to music, Sissal, and
Yes, they will be there. Yes. With Joy Depp as well. I have read a lot of people's comments about the song, and everyone is like, "Oh, this has Euphoria vibes and stuff." And it was someone said like, "No, this is not Euphoria. This is the sound of Joy Depp that you're hearing. It has
Yeah,
something
yeah.
magic about it. Like this is the sound of these people. Like it's their sound, and that's so
Mm.
freaking cool. Like owning a sound, like the people just know, oh, that's definitely them."
Have you had the chance to recce the venue yet? What's the venue like? And like, what are your sort of staging plan? Look, without giving too much away, but like, what do you plan to do with the space?
I'm going there this weekend actually with for the children's MGP.
Oh,
So
it's in the same week.
Yeah, it's the
Huh.
weekend before, and
Yeah.
it's the same stage, so everything is like has been set up.
Oh,
So I'm gonna be like, oh
yeah.
my God, what did I sign up for?
Yeah, the
But
kids are going to show you how it's done, and then you've got to
yeah,
replicate
exactly. They're like,
that.
you suck. Look at how we're doing it. Yeah, exactly. I have definitely like said that I don't want to be like standing still all the time, but I don't want it to be shallow. So where it's just dancing and you can feel me as an artist, it's very important to like somehow be relatable or something that people can feel me. A lot of the digital like visuals behind
Mm.
me is a big huge part of my show. I won't be standing still all the time, don't worry. I'm not a dancer. I wish I was.
Yeah,
I'm like more unnatural, like how I move. Like
yeah.
when I have
You sort of
dancers,
used to moving on stage, like,
yeah, definitely.
yeah.
I will never be able to stand still. I feel like sometimes I go a little bit insane when I'm on stage. Like it's like I don't even recognize myself. So it's just
Yeah.
like because I'm so into it. Like I'm so this is so
Mm.
cool.
Yeah.
So I'm actually just trying to go with the flow, but there's definitely some choreography over it.
Denmark's recent Eurovision, Palmar at Eurovision, the recent record has not been great. The last time they qualified was in 2019, so sort of pre-pandemic. Like, what do you think needs to change? Like, what do you think you're going to bring?
I think it's very hard with the Eurovision knowing who is like what are people looking for. I can't say like, oh, Denmark is bad, because they have definitely sent like amazing songs. Last year's song Sand is an amazing song,
Mm-hmm.
but it probably lacked some performance and some vocals as well. When you have not qualified in many years, it's hard to break that streak. Like people are just so disappointed right away. So when this year's selection of songs were like, and then people were like, oh, Denmark is Denmarking again. This is so typical Denmark, where I'm like, just wait, like just goddamn it. But I definitely think it has been a lack of show,
Okay.
and maybe like some big vocalists as well. My song is not daring, but I think Denmark should also be more open to daring songs, like
Mm-hmm.
some absurd scene shows like Cha Cha, for example, or like people
Mm.
also love, for example, Rasmussen, who qualified in
Yeah,
2019.
yeah,
Yeah, because it has like this Viking, it is a story, it's like a role
yeah.
that they put on. We're missing a personality that is like going with the other artists as well at Eurovision, because we can see like Norway and Cha-Cha and
Yeah.
Alessandro, they got really well along, and these
Mm.
kind of things. I feel like maybe Denmark has been more introvert and like for
Right.
themselves. I think there's a lot of things that gets in the way of Denmark coming in the getting through the finals. But I think if I get the chance to win, if I'm that lucky to win, I feel like I would definitely be able to qualify. Like I have like confidence. Like there's no way this song
This
is
is,
so
I'm
good.
going to hold you to
Yeah.
that. Just out of curiosity, have you had the chance to meet your fellow participants yet? And like, who do you get on with?
Yeah.
And like, who else stands out for you?
My fellow contestants are amazing. I've met them all, only
Mm.
once yet, but we've talked about like drinking beer together, and we're gonna make some TikToks, and we're gonna go to some
Yeah.
sauna goose. I don't know what it's called, sauna goose.
Sauna
And
Goose. What?
yeah, it's like going to a sauna with cold water as well. So
Oh, right. Okay.
I don't know what it's called in
Yeah.
English. We have a lot of great vocalists this year, where I'm like, what? I used to be the vocalist. I'm not the only one. Like, there's a lot of great vocalists, like
Yeah.
amazing, but they're all so sweet and amazing. And I'm looking forward to like just having so much fun in Hanning next week as well.
Looking
Because
forward to
we're
getting in
also,
the sauna with them.
yeah, exactly. I love being half naked with them. That's the best part.
You're clearly a massive Eurovision fan. Like, what are the other real standout performances for you that like have inspired you and made you think like, I want a bit of that?
I have always had like a soft spot for an Satellite by Lena. Germany.
Yeah.
She was so sweet in that black dress and some red lips, and she was just alone on that scene. Somehow she
Yeah.
owned that. She didn't do a big show. It was just enough. The song somehow like held through it all. And there was 2 songs in 2019, and the one of them didn't even. I think they were last. It was like a friend of a friend. It's called the
Oh,
song.
Lake Malawi, friend
Yeah,
of a friend. Yeah,
I love that song.
I think they came. I think they came in the top half. They did
Oh,
pretty
did
well.
they?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay. Too Late for Love with John Lundvik. I love that. Is it too late
yeah.
for love? Oh.
Giant stapler.
Exactly. And that was like
Yeah,
more of a gospel kind of song. And that's
yeah.
also like a big song that I also love. In Belgium as well with the Gustav. The world's got me going crazy.
That the people who know me that know that there is a whole bit of lore in my life that is associated with that song, but like
Oh,
honestly, it would take 20 minutes to explain. It's like I
yeah,
love
but
that
that
song as well.
chorus.
Yeah, he did a set at the UK Eurobash 2 years ago, and like honestly, like you'll have people who come over and like they'll cover a load of Eurovision songs and then they'll do theirs, but like he did like a full 90s house set, like in the
Oh,
style of a house set. Like every song was linked. It was all really well
oh,
thought out. And then it ended with Because of You, and like the roof came off, like in
oh
that club.
God.
That
Yeah,
was,
I could imagine.
yeah. Yeah, best of luck on stage. If you're new around here, go and listen to Sissal's Hallucination if you haven't already. Go and listen to all the DMGP songs. The show's on the 1st of March. And go and follow ESCBubble across social media. We have national final review videos. We've got more interviews coming up. We've got polls over on our website. We've got everything that you need to keep you going through Eurovision season. So do stick around. And Sissal, I will let you get back to your day. Thank you so much for
Thank you so much for
taking
having
time
me.
out to chat to us. And yeah, best of luck at DMGP.
Thank you so much.